I have now built 3 online courses over the last few years, and I have some things I wish I'd done differently, some things that kind of surprised me, and some other random insights that I thought I would share with you today. Monique Renee here, photographer at Silver Paw Studio, pet and people photographer and videographer. And on this channel, I give you tips and tricks to photograph rescue and adoptable dogs and cats and pets, and tips for improving the snapshots of your own pets and pro photographer insights. So if that all sounds good to you, be sure to that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss anything. I release a new video every week. It all started nearly 4 years ago when I built my Cat Photography 101 course. I was having a lot of people ask me, how in the world do you photograph cats? And especially people who had foster cats or were volunteering at shelters. So I thought, hey, I'll make a course. I had 0 video experience, and so my good friend Steve Finnested volunteered to be the videographer and editor for me on that course. For my second course, I thought I would go much simpler. I wanted a course that was more bite-sized, something people could watch and improve their photography within 1 hour. And that's when cell phone photography for pet lovers was born. But I decided to take what was an in-person class that I'd given a few times here to small groups of people and to make it into this online course. So I thought I could do this pretty quickly. In December of 2018, I decided to do it, and I wanted to release it January 1st of 2019. Pretty aggressive schedule, and I'm going to tell you more about how that went in a minute. And my third course just went live this last week. Fundraising with photographers. Now, if you've been watching my YouTube channel, you've seen all kinds of videos about this course, and those are all of the free or extras to the paid course. But I wanted to gather all of the information into one course about 10 different ways that photographers and causes can team up together. And so in the course, I just cover all kinds of the nuts and bolts, and that took me much longer than I thought, and I definitely have some lessons learned on this newest course. I've come up with 10 things worth noting when creating a course from my experience creating these 3 courses over the last few years. So here you go. Number 1, let me check my trusty Rocket book. Less is more. Now, my Cat Photography 101 course is so packed with information that it can be overwhelming. And that's why on the cell phone class, I decided to make it more bite-sized and specific. But what I have found is sometimes when I'm brainstorming a course idea, it really could be broken up into 2 or 3 different courses just to make the learning experience more digestible. So sometimes when you're creating a course, less is more. Number 2, let's take a look. Taking a live class that you've taught in person and putting it on an online course, those are different types of learning and giving your content. So one of the things that I learned was when I took my live cell phone class and tried to put it online, I had to really think through all of the content, because what will happen in a live course is that I'll have 15 minutes for Q&A. So people will ask questions, I'll answer them, they'll bring up points that I meant to talk about, and so there's some interaction piece. When you're pre-recording a course, you have to think through what all those potential questions could be and answer them now. Most of the platforms you can add info to later too, but it's great to be thinking about those things when you're taking what was a live workshop or class and putting it into an online course. Different types of learning platforms. Number 3, let's take a look. Give yourself time to research. I'm a huge fan of time blocking. In my office, I have a big whiteboard with movable magnets, and I block out all of my tasks for the week, the ongoing ones I do every week. And I find I need to add in times for projects like creating a course. And one of the things that tripped me up was I wasn't putting aside hours to do the research portion of the course. So making phone calls, writing notes, anything else, gathering photos and extra video pieces, all of the research portion and writing the script, you really need to block some time for that piece. When creating a course, my mind immediately goes to what I'm going to do once I'm standing in front of the camera, what platforms I'm going to put it on, but you got to back up a couple of steps and set aside time for research. All right, step 4 is, let's find out, thorough planning. I'm going to stop this 10 tips for just a second to sidebar and tell you about an amazing resource. She doesn't know I'm doing this. It is my friend Diana Wilson. She is a course consultant, and she's also done work with video editing. She knows all about the learning platforms, and she was an incredible resource. Her YouTube channel is incredible. It has tons and tons and tons of free resources for all of the questions you have about online course creation. I'll link it here. But really, I would have to say the magic is talking to her, actually getting a call scheduled and paying for her consultation, because she will tell you, okay, this course would do best on this platform. Even though she has a video you can watch and you can try to work through it, it's much more efficient to just give her a call and tell her what you're working on, and she can line it all out for you. She is absolutely incredible. She did all of the editing of that cell phone photography for pet lovers. She did a bunch of editing for my most recent course, the Fundraising with Photographers, and she's just, what are you gonna say? Diana Wilson, Texas Tasker. Seriously, if you're not following her channel and you wanna create a course, absolutely check it out. The link is in the comments below and here in this card, okay? Okay, so the second half of step 4, what we were talking about planning, is to try to think about your script, your pre-marketing, any other assets you might need, like PDFs and worksheets and examples, and then have those all together. But of course, keeping in mind step number 1, that less is more. All right, and tip 5, let's take a look. Tip 5, organize all of your assets. So another thing I learned from Diana is make sure everything is super organized, especially if you're going to hire a video editor. Because when you record video, it just names it some string of letters and numbers. It doesn't say, hey, here's module 1 about fundraising with calendars. You have to go in and organize all those video clips. And it is amazing if you can even number them. So when you're ready to go, you know exactly what order they're gonna go up onto your learning sites. It's so helpful if you organize. I learned this really the hard way with my first course, the Cat Photography 101. There was just video clips everywhere from over the months of B-roll and to camera and so many things. I could have saved so much time in my organization. And tip 6, let's take a look. Tip 6 is get help. I've kind of alluded to it here, but I run a full-time portrait studio, and making courses is not my full-time gig, and now there's making YouTube videos. So it's so helpful to get help. Now, of course, before you even start creating a course, a consultant like Diana is awesome. When you go to record the course, for this last course, I booked space in a local video studio. She always has everything set up for just that type of content. And so I was able to go in and have my entire script on her teleprompter and stand in her studio for 4 hours, recording one segment after another. And then I knew that she was paying attention to the lights and the sound and the backdrop and my hair, anything, or if I missed a word on the teleprompter, that person was taking care of it. For me, running the rest of the studio full time, super helpful to hire people to be on your team for each course. Woo, number 7 is marketing. All right, so think about movies, like blockbuster movies. If you go to a movie in the summer, you're going to see trailers for movies coming out next summer. They're trying to get the hype up. You can do that with anything. So with this newest course, the Fundraising with Photographers, if you've been part of this YouTube channel, you've seen my pre-marketing for that. I've put out some free content that goes along with it, but it's also marketing to let people know that this course is coming up. In addition to that, I've put notes in my weekly email newsletter. I've put it on social media. I even have a printed sheet that I take to networking events and meetings saying, hey, new course coming soon. Think about all the marketing, because you can make a great product, but if nobody knows it's there, no one's gonna buy it, right? Okay, let's see what number 8 is. Oh, you're not gonna like this one. Ooh. Number 8. Your first course is going to suck. Yeah, that's just the way it is. I really do think that. It's like with anything you create. You want to improve over time. So you're going to create your first course, and a year afterwards, you're going to go, oh man, I could have done so many things differently. But that's just the way life is. If we were automatically perfect, then our life would be crazy boring. So I like to know that I'm improving. I'd like to look back on my work and go, ooh, I've improved so much over time, right? So banish perfectionism for sure. And if you have something that you really think people want to learn and you've got all this knowledge, don't hold back. Make some kind of course. And you know, the first one might suck, but you can make more. So number 9, keeping number 8 in mind, number 9 is jump in. Go ahead and create something. You could create it on a nice phone with a nice microphone. You could barter with someone that they can record it, or barter with someone to edit, or you can learn editing. There's so much that you can learn making a course, so just jump in. All right, tip 10. Oh, so you want to be a millionaire? Really, the way that I make these simple courses, I'm putting them on places like Skillshare and Udemy. That's where I'm putting them because I am running my studio full time, and those types of sites will do tons of marketing. They'll take care of payments and returns and questions and forums. You can host everything there for free and they take a cut. So I'm not becoming a millionaire on these courses at all, at all. But you know, it will lead to other options. So maybe your next course you will put on a higher end platform, or you'll have a bigger audience, or maybe it'll lead somewhere else, like to a podcast or a speaking gig. So there's all kinds of ways that courses can earn you money besides just the few dollars that people put towards actually learning your courses. So you're really not going to be a millionaire. So those are the 10 things. The 10 things that I have learned in my first 3 courses that I have created. I hope it's been enlightening for you. If you create a course, I'd love to hear about it. If you want more information about the 3 courses that I have, they are hosted on Skillshare and Udemy. It's the Cat Photography 101, Cell Phone Photography for Pet Lovers, and my newest one, Fundraising with Photographers. If you want information on those, they're all down here in the comments. I'd really appreciate if you checked them out. If you like this video, of course, paw that subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and share it if you know somebody who would enjoy this. As far as I can tell, I'm the only pet photographer uploading content every single week right here on YouTube. So you have a little exclusive look into this particular fun genre of photography. So welcome. And I guess that wraps it up for today. And as always, I wish you many woofs, PERS and TREATSs. Just today, I signed the lease to have this studio space all to myself, and so I've got some cool courses in the works for next year. And most of them will be behind the scenes photography. Ooh, so I'm gonna let you ponder that. If you have something you wanna learn from me, type it in the comments, and I might consider it for a course next year.